This is Pastor Michael Coffey at First English Lutheran Church, and this is another Tiny Desk sermon. These are first readings for the lectionary readings for the coming Sunday. I take a look at them and then give an impromptu sermon and reflection on the text. So these are for the readings for September 3rd, which is lectionary 22, which is Proper 17. I'm focusing on the gospel reading this week. I'm going to read part of the gospel text for this Sunday. From that time on, after Peter confessed that Jesus was the Messiah, Jesus began to show his disciples that he must go to Jerusalem and undergo great suffering at the hands of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and on the third day be raised. And Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him, saying, God forbid it. Lord, this must never happen to you. But he turned and said to Peter, Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me, for you are setting your mind not on divine things, but on human things. Then Jesus told his disciples, If any want to become my followers, let them deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. For those who want to save their life will lose it, and those who lose their life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit them if they gain the whole world but forfeit their life? Or what will they give in return for their life? This is one of the really key texts in the Gospels about what it means to follow Jesus and what Jesus himself means. Jesus himself lives a life of self-sacrifice, of giving himself in order to be his true self, which is a self of self-giving love. And Jesus invites his followers into the same path. He doesn't just say, I'm going to do this for you, and then you're good. He says, I'm going to do this for you so you can do this too. Follow me in the way of the cross, in the way of self-giving love for others and for the world and for the sake of God's kingdom. This is very challenging to all of us, and it's something we have to keep coming back to and wonder, as Jesus says, are we trying to hang on to ourselves or what we think is ourselves? Are we trying to gain things in life, in the world, economically, in social status, politically, or even in the church? Are we trying to gain all those things because we think they will give us life? They will give us a sense of our self? Or are we willing to give up whatever we have to give up in order to faithfully follow Jesus, to love others, to give others life instead of only ourselves? It doesn't mean that we don't have life for ourselves. It's that we have true life for ourselves by giving life to others in Jesus' name. I think we're living in very challenging times where many people are living out of anxiety and fear. Our politics have become one of division and of setting people against each other. Our politics say, you have to go for what you need for yourself, and you have to fight the opposition. And I think as Christians in this moment, we can take a different path. We can say, we need to work for the good of the other. That working for the good of the other will benefit us. We don't have to crush opposition. We don't have to think only about our group, our tribe, our clan, our race, our economic class. We can work outside of those boundaries. And the key thing in the text is, if you really want to find your true self, if you really want to find true life, if you really want to know God in your life, you do that by loving others, even by giving self-giving love for others. We know that's who Jesus is. We know that because of him, we are transformed to be able to do that beyond all our fear, beyond all of our doubt. Even with our fear and our doubt, he empowers us to take up our cross and follow him in his amazing and transforming, self-giving life and love. May God empower us to do that in these difficult times. Peace to you all.